What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing a Kurumx VOD review. Kurum grinding it out on the ladder, and honestly, we got a pretty decent lobby here. We got Shoma in here, Beppo in here, a bunch of other players that I don't know, but for the end of the set, it's a pretty darn good lobby. And Kurum ended up in a pretty crazy spot this game. We will talk about it, but this is another thing that got buffed up on the most recent patch. Is a lot more achievable, especially for people who are trying to finish out their star atlas. Star chart is like the things that people are like, oh, what's your sign? And I'm like, I don't really know. And when did they come up with all these new ones? Anyway, we have extra augment rerolls here. Start off, birthday reunion, never a bad option. People love this these days. That looks to be what we are looking at here. But then he does actually roll it all the way down and picks up woven magic. Okay, just says, this is another one that people rate quite highly. The idea just being, you can get a ton of free components. It's pretty darn good, especially when you have some good early slams like this, where you can make the Protector's Vow, and he was even potentially thinking about that Morello slam as well, but we are not quite going to slam into that. We are just going to chill, make the vow for now. Morello doesn't really, I mean, it speeds up your casting a teeny tiny bit, but it's not like we're making like a mana item. And obviously, best way to speed up our casting would be build out of this like a Gwynsu's or some kind of real mana item. That's honestly the best mana item we can get. Also, considering swapping stuff around in the board, but is just, I think, going to stay on Shepherd for now. I mean, Chosif Gath, a great level up on this board, and we are going to think about that. But for now, we will just play this board. Shepherd, just so strong early, right? You get another body on the board. You get another, also, unit that, when it does cast, gives your entire board AP. So it's just, you never feel bad about an early Shepherd on any kind of board. We do also have this Aurora here. We have the Aurora. We have the Maokai. You could almost think about, man, I haven't seen it in a while, but does anyone remember the Aurora Urgot reroll line? Aurora Urgot, Maokai, Rost, roll for those guys, throw Mechan on top of that. Oh, that was a cool line, but we'll see. Maybe we'll think about it. Kurumx just slammed the Morellos here. Not really. I mean, I guess, wow, actually, because he's a beast. No, he evaluates that this fight's going to be closer than the other ones. I was not thinking this fight would be that close, but yeah, great call from Kurum to slam there because it ends up pretty close. Certainly going to be Scuttle Party here just because it's the take in this spot here. We are super high HP, so Super Parting Gift doesn't really do much for us. And Scuttle Party always feels good. You're never like, oh no, I have to pick Scuttle Party. So yeah, all good. And we are going to level up here and finally get that Cho'Gath in. And the board is looking really nice. We can slam the tier onto the Lysandra. One of the things you do have to be careful about when you do take this augment and any kind of item augment, combat augment to start off with, is that you will have enough econ to finish the game with to get to your board. We are on a win streak, which is really good with this augment because we are not getting any gold from it. And so we need some source of econ here, or we need to play some kind of cheaper comp. Because we are on this win streak, it does open up the ability for us to play 4 costs, anything cost really, in this spot here. And yeah, you can actually see what he ends up team planning out, which is like Karma LeBlanc type stuff. We're considering this is just going to be an AP flex style game, though. It's as it always does in one of my VOD reviews. It's not quite that simple. All right, rotate into this player here who looks like they have Worthawait Poppy. A lot better for us than having Worthawait Vagar because they are just stuck on Vagar 1 and also it's just caps higher. But I mean, still going to be decent going to get to Poppy 3 and maybe even Poppy 4, honestly, with the Meeple printer. Pick up the Meepsy too, which is really good. And so yeah, we're in a very good spot. He is going to start team planning out Nova Vex boards already. It's a little presumptive to say that we're going to make it to Fast 9 here, but I mean, it's definitely an option. It's definitely something that could happen if our early game continues to go as well as it is going right now. So definitely something to consider, though. I'm not really sure what I guess he's just looking at like how good the board is after the patch and like looks like it's fine. Oh, he's looking at like Vex stuff. Like how are you supposed to play Vex on this board nowadays with stuff like Nunu? Because Vex is Stargazer. Is gonna level here, get Shepherd in, or get the Voyager in on this board, and also gonna make the Void Staff in the spot here just because it's a good item. Will say it does lean us more away from that Nova board because obviously if you're playing Nova, you're getting a Marshred already, but that's totally fine. Next augment here, and we get our component, which probably ends up slamming into a Gargoyle here. 1 buff, 2 buff. Probably don't want to take because we already have Heal Cut made. Radiant Rascal is great if we're playing this Fast 9 idea. The problem is that, like, it's pretty bad right now. We don't actually have anyone to rascalize here, so curious to see what he ends up taking here. Min-max doesn't seem great. The second he sees Trait Tree, he's really considering it. Hedge Fund would be the Fast 9 option, but he is going to go for Trait Tree. He goes for Trait Tree, and this is where the game really starts to get interesting, is we go for Trait Tree here. We get Timebreaker, Anima, and Space Groove in this spot here. So Timebreaker just fits for free onto this board right now. We can play this. Anima does not, do anything right now. And Space Groove, I mean, this is 2 Space Groove on the current board, which doesn't do a whole lot, but I mean, it does do something. Where's my cat behind me? Every time, like, does anyone else have a cat that walks into their room and then every single time you roll your chair back just even like an inch, you have to like look around and make sure she's not just like sitting under? Sometimes she'll just like chill next to all of the wheels of my chair, and I'm like, that's like a really like bad spot to be. I still haven't done it, rolled over and run into her, but like someday if she keeps this up, it's gonna happen. Look at this level up, by the way, and just this trade structure. So we got the Alawi in, got the Mordekaiser in on top of that, and we just have a trillion traits in on this board. I mean, a lot of stuff getting in here for free with stuff like the Space Groove emblem. Don't really need to play the Teemo, obviously, if we can just play the better shepherds here. So this is our plan. Gonna take Scuttle Party as well, and I imagine, right? Oh, wait, he's thinking about Lesser Champ dupe here. I mean, what can we make here? You can make... Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he thought about that so long. I guess he was thinking about potentially like Victor 2 off of that. I mean, it's definitely something to consider, but it's kind of interesting, and we do get just the Warmogs made here. And even at this point, now we're going to move items. Yeah, so this is what he was thinking of. He's like, well, Victor actually could be a better carry than listen to this spot. We could play for the Victor, get the item here, and if we have Victor 2, we could certainly play towards it. So pretty heads-up play from Kurum, but he says, you know what? I mean, getting a 2-star 3 cost will help me streak, and that will be a bunch of gold, which will help me, potentially go 9. But you know what else would help me go 9 is just taking Scuttle Party and getting even more gold, especially because like we can potentially win these fights anyway, and he does win this one. Holy, all right, very good spot for Kurum. I'm gonna sell everything else off, which is interesting, right? Because we could just play this as a vertical space groove game. I think a lot of people would see this spot and say it's going to be a vertical space groove game. But you can see he starts team plannering out something pretty interesting. He says, wait, I've got Anima +1. I have the Alawi already. This could actually be what used to be a 6 Anima game and is now a 5 Anima game. On the most recent patch, they made it so you don't actually have to reach 6 Anima to start getting that big, cash out effect on it. You only have to reach 5, which is a lot more, or it's not even really cash out. It's like, incremental. It's almost like a 7 Crystal Gambit if you guys played that set. And so that's going to be the plan. We are going to pivot in to 5 Anima here on 3-7, and then just try to play the best board that we can here. Shepherd tends to be quite easy to fit in a spot like this. I'll have to see what we do want to fit in, because obviously the Meepsy is going to fit in here, yeah, and then the Lysandra is kind of like a no-brainer onto this board, and then we can kind of start leveling up from there. So 5 Anima is going to come in here, probably still going to play around the Lysandra. Would love to finish out a damage at him, which I guess is just going to be JG, and then the only downside is we just have Double Sword open, which, I mean, we have the Reforger off of Trait Tree, so definitely something that we could look at reforging here. So we're going to get cleared, which is just going to happen when you're playing this vertical Anima. But you can see, look at the top left there, we just got a decently big loot orb from the Anima here. There's no way we're thinking, okay, I was going to say, no way you're thinking Forger Friend. I mean, honestly, this could be good with the Graves, and boom, 1 round played, we get a Voyager spat. That is just what you get out of this. Also, oh my God, we've reforged there, and we hit we hit everything, actually. What the fuck? We hit Vanguard and we hit Shepherd emblem here. I mean, this is amazing. So now we can just play 4 Voyager, chill on this board, put the Declaw actually onto the Graves here and start itemizing him, and we can play for a caster Grave setup, and we're off to the races with our vertical Anima in this spot here. Every loss doesn't give us so much, but it does give us that gold orb. So boom, we get some dupes here, which can allow us to play for 3-star. That is the idea here from Kurum in this spot here, is he is saying saying we are just going to go for 3 stars because we know the odds of us getting dupes are pretty high here. So we might as well. The most reasonable cap for our board is just going to be 2 roll for 3 stars. This is definitely something that you need to consider when you are playing something like this. Vertical Anima happened a lot back in the day with like 7 Crystal Gambit and stuff like that. Is making sure you have a use for the dupes, because if you're just using these dupes for 6 gold is much worse than double dupes. And so that's the idea here, is that we want to actually make the dupes useful and play for something. We do actually take the parting gift with the idea that we might see a 3 cost, and we do see it. Oh my god. And so we see 2 more Dianas in this spot. Only downside is we don't truly have items for Diana yet, but not the worst. Yeah, probably just gonna take Broken Prototype here. We're not looking for like a Giga cash out here. We're just looking for strength, as much strength as we can in the immediate term here, which is why we are going to hit the Alawi 3 and then just boom, double dupe the Diana immediately, not waiting to greed these dupes for anything, because we know it's very likely that more dupes are going to come here, and every point of HP that we can save with 5 Anima in is huge here. So now we have the Diana 3, the board's getting there. We also have 4 Voyager in almost for free here. You can take another teeny tiny loss, and we do have to start winning at some point, but we get Coolant here. Oh, this is Coolant plus just a bow for Diana, so now we can Gwynsu's Rage Plate her. We also, of course, didn't really mention it, but we have Vanguard spat already ready for the Diana here, so this is fantastic. Voyager spat can go on her. That can stay there for now. Might even move it later, but for now, it's just great stats into her, and now the board is really starting to spike. I mean, every single round that you keep Anima in, you're getting like a gold augment, essentially. Double duplicators, an emblem, the item component plus some gold is like kind of whatever. A TG, right? Like every single round, you are getting, between a gold and a silver augment, which is just absolutely nuts here. And so now we get some extra items to play around. We can just finish off the Titan's Resolve onto her, and we have Shojin left over as well. So the items looking really nice. We are, actually, we do have enough removers if we did want to like move something else over here. Going to throw the Anomaly onto frontline, Shojin onto honestly, we're gonna level for the Galio here. He can take the Vow. I mean, I would want to just move Voyager spat off of Graves at this point, but he's just gonna throw the Shojin onto the Jinx here and say, honestly, a 5 Voyager Graves is not bad at all. The extra stats that you're getting out of it are actually better than what you're getting from Shojin, which honestly, if you look at the numbers, is probably reasonable. But yeah, I think at this point we finally kind of like turned the corner. We've gotten really, really, really strong at this point. We're hitting so many Graves upgrades. They also, by the way, changed Graves this patch so that now every Graves upgrade only costs 1 gold. So you can go for those higher cost ones and not worry about, being taxed by having to like actually upgrade Graves, which is really, really nice as well. And we even in our back pocket here have these Auroras just sitting out for the potential Aurora 3 once we find some more duplicators. So yeah, I mean, you can see at this point we are just chewing through boards with a trillion emblems. Would love to see another Voyager spat so that we can get to 6 Voyager. The only downside is we don't really have anyone to put it on here because we have all these TGs as well. This is kind of a funny little issue that happens late game is if we were to get a Voyager spat here, we have no one to put it on because we have so many TGs as well. So you're gonna have to choose actually prior to going 9 if we want 6 Voyager or a TG. I imagine you want 6 Voyager, but we will see here. But you can see we are just clearing people. Theoretically, right, the way to play this is you pivot out of 5 Anima later once you get to the spot where your board is really, really strong. What's funny is that we are so strong that we don't even need to pivot out of it. So it looks like we are just going to chill on this board here. Also, what was that? Wait, we got double cash there. Is that... I didn't even know that, but does 5 Anima double cash you on carousel rounds? It kind of looks like it does. Interesting. Also, he removed the Galio, which is all good, but we can't Voyager spat the Galio. So yeah, just look at our bench. Just actually an embarrassment of wealth here in this spot here. Oh my god, we get a cash out that's double 5 costs here, and this is really, really nice for the Graves. Also has Sona on it, which could be, if we want to play this as a very solid Shepherd onto this board, could be something that we want to think about here. But I mean, I think we're pretty happy for now with our board with the Shepherd +1. Just because we're never really gonna cut Meepsy Void. I mean, you could actually cut Meepsy down the line. If you get one more Voyager spat, then you're gonna be 6 Voyager regardless. I guess that's okay. So that would be the idea, right? Is that Meepsy could actually come out here if we do get one more Voyager spat, and then just play 6 Voyager without even needing to play Meepsy. And honestly, we cut Meepsy for now anyway, and just play the 5 Voyager. Anyway, onto this board. Okay, so yeah. All right, so another one. At this point, we're getting so many. Usually, yeah, I've heard sympathetic detonation is really, yeah, I think that is one of the best ones in the spot here. Going to level up. Gonna actually play another Voyager in Karma here, which is kind of hilarious because now we're going up to 7 Voyager with the spat here. Make the Hodge, and we are sitting on triple TG, sitting on bench. I wish there was a way for this to farm us like a Fawn or something to get an extra slot, just because. I mean, we just got too much. We have all these TGs sitting on bench. Loki would be really good here as like a Pandora's, and you could like roll them into more items here. Get another 5-cost cash out. Considering just taking this because like, yeah, getting to 300 is going to be so hard. And we are going to roll here just for any last few upgrades here. One off Aurora here. I'm going to start selling out of some of the stuff we find. The Fiora here, by the way, who is just going to come onto the board. We do even find Graves too here. So obviously, Fiora can fit over Vex. Like I said, you would normally cut out of 5 Anima, just drop down to 3. But like in a spot like this where you're winning every fight, I mean, we didn't have to drop it, and the game is over. So just, I mean, 5 Anima, a lot easier to get to, especially if you want to finish that like star chart thing, get your top forward, get your win with it. It's a lot easier to play now. Just need to get 5 Anima in. Like 1 spat is really all you need, and you don't even need the spat, but like it's definitely a lot easier with the spat. But yeah, 1 spat's all you need. Get that value in, save as much HP as possible, get multiple rounds in, and once you've gotten multiple rounds, you really just snowball out of control. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, my Identify, all my links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching as always. Bye bye.